Hi everybody, Matt the Man here. Hope you're doing well. So, over the weekend we got a new... Well, let me preface by saying, this movie was in limited theaters in October. For some reason, Warner Brothers did not want to put it out in a wide release. They finally came out like a couple weeks later, after it was in limited. And then originally this movie was going to go straight to HBO MAX. But because it premiered at one of the film festivals, they felt like, okay, now we gotta put it in the theater for a limited screening, and then we'll drop it on HBO Max. So yes, this movie was originally going to be on HBO Max to begin with, but because of it got slid into a film festival, one of the bigger ones, the studio was like, okay, now we can maybe try to make some money off the positive response coming out of the film festival. So I finally sat down and watched the final Clint Eastwood movie. Clint Eastwood is in his early 90s, mid 90s. Basically, it doesn't fucking matter. The guy's in his 90s and he's still making movies. Most people are already dead by then. This dude is still making movies in his 90s. Juror number 2 is the name of Clint Eastwood's final movie. This movie was shot in Savannah, Georgia. I don't know if that's going to have an influence on my rating for this movie. Maybe, maybe not. As a lot of people know, I lived in Savannah for 4 years. I went to school, Savannah College of Art and Design. So, watching this movie, I noticed a lot of similar places that I went to, walked around, that were in Savannah, and I was like, oh, I've been there. I've been there. I know exactly where they're shooting that. So, positives. Nicholas Hoult plays our main character. He gets a jury summoned to go be a juror for this major case. I really like Nicholas Hoult. He is an actor that has been around ever since all the way back to 2002 in About a Boy with Hugh Grant and Toni Collette, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. And, it took him a while, once again, there's another actor, started out down here, and has slowly, in 22 years, finally started to get the recognition he deserves. He's been in so many movies, from Warm Bodies to the X-Men franchise, the vampire movie Renfield last year with Nicolas Cage. He was in The Weatherman with Nicolas Cage. He was in, like I said, he was in Nosferatu right now. He's in this movie. I mean, this guy's been all over the place, what I say. He was in the Giant Slayer movie. He's going to be our new Lex Luthor in the new Superman movie, which I can't wait to see him as Lex Luthor. This guy has been everywhere. And for some reason he still hasn't climbed the ladder. Anyway, I liked him in this movie. He showed so much vulnerability, so much emotion throughout the movie, because he has a certain dilemma, which I'm not going to spoil, about this case. And you'll see throughout the entire movie, he's really trying to figure out what to do, but also trying to keep people off the scent, off the track. And I thought Nicholas Hoult was very good in here. Toni Collette plays the lawyer trying to accuse the person on the stand to be proven guilty. Toni Collette is also another one who's been around for a long time, all the way back to The Sixth Sense, and probably even further than that. Lately we see more of her in horror movies, but it is nice to see her me in a drama. Also working with Nicholas Hoult. She was also in About a Boy in 2002. So to work with that same actor 22 years later had to be something crazy on set. Also, we don't get courtroom dramas anymore. I think the last time I saw a true movie fully dealing with the courtroom was Runaway Jury in 2003. Yes, 21 years ago. I'm not saying movies haven't had court scenes, but I'm talking about a movie where 99% of the movie is set in a courtroom. And this movie, a good 90% of this movie, to 95% of it, is in the courtroom. I mean, these movies used to dominate back in the 90s. A Few Good Men. Even the second half of the remake of Miracle on 34th Street is set in the courtroom. Like I said, we just don't get many courtroom dramas anymore. So it's actually nice to see that once again. Clint Eastwood, the dude is in his 90s. He's one of the best directors, in my opinion. I go all the way back to Mystic River, $1 Million Baby, Flags of Our Fathers, American Sniper, Hereafter, Invictus, Changeling with Angelina Jolie. I mean, even his last Richard Jewell in 2019, Unforgiven. The dude is a great director, and he dominated the 2000s. I said this was filmed in Savannah, and I had my own little... My negatives with this movie. Zoe George plays Nicholas Hoult's wife. She's pregnant. She's expecting to be... She's due any day now. I wish they gave her more to do. And I'm going to get back to that in a minute. I think they should have treated this movie more of a mystery than just kind of giving you the answers right away. And I think it would have made the movie more interesting. It would have made you think a lot about Nicholas Hoult's character. It would have made you question things. This movie could have been the Mystic River for this generation. I hold Mystic River very high. And this movie could have been that great of a movie if it did certain things. Going back to Zoe Deutch, who plays the wife, they could have had her question her husband, Nicholas Hoult, more. Like, be more involved. Like, did you do it? Did you not do it? Like Marissa Gay Harden in Mystic River, questioning Tim Robbins. Did you kill the girl? Did you not kill the girl? Did you? And her questioning her husband, like, do I know who I married? Is he really this fucked up? You remember in Mystic River, we kept playing that game. And that was also the mystery part. Did Tim Robbins kill Sean Penn's daughter? Did he not? We don't know. We are going through this movie going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think if they use that in this movie with Nicholas Hoult, did he accidentally run over that girl? Did he not? Is the guy on the stand being accused of murder? Did he really kill her? Or is it really Nicholas Hoult? We could have played with that. Overall, I still enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, you don't get many 90-something-year-old directors making movies. Not to mention people like Clint Eastwood. So yeah, did you see Juror number 2? What did you think of it? I think the acting by Tony Collette, Nicholas Hoult, J.K. Simmons was very good. And like I said, you can't be like, oh, it was alright. The director is in over his 90s. He's still directing movies. Give the guy a break. Well, let me know in the comments below. Did you watch Juror number 2? It's on HBO Max now. Let me know.